guys, I'll be right with you. We're going to be making some lip plumper. I'll be right back. Okay guys, what I got in here is my lip balm base, which if you want to know what is in the lip balm base, I'm not going to give you amounts because everybody does different lip balms. So you can use whatever lip balm you guys like, or you can use my ingredients or whatever. But in here I have cocoa butter, beeswax, shea butter, lanolin, sweet almond oil, and it's sweetened with stevia. You can buy powdered stevia. You can also get it pre-mixed with coconut oil. The lanolin looks like this. You do not add a lot. I've had a lot of questions where people have asked me, how do you get it so it's not sticky tacky or you taste that lanolin flavor? You literally only need about a pea size. For this amount, it's even less than that. Like you're talking the tip of this little wooden stick, you know, you kind of roll it up and you melt it in there with all your butters and your oils, okay? That's it. So, since it's already sweetened already, we don't need to add any more sweetener. But what I am going to do, I have flavorings. This is just to give it the essence or, you know, the simulation of a flavor. It doesn't really flavor. It just tricks your nose. So I have cinnamon here and brown sugar, but I also have cinnamon essential oil, which is cinnamon bark, which is very strong, and clove bud. And I'm only going to add a couple drops of this stuff because it's, you know, it's pretty strong and you need to use this in very moderation. But it's the cinnamon bark and a little bit of the cloves that are going to give your lips the sting, which will make them plump. So we're just going to add, and by the way, this has just been, you know, melted in a double boiler, and I've got it in a little bowl of hot water there, so it stays melted. And you do not need a lot of this because you will actually taste an awful taste if you do add a lot. That was brown sugar, and I don't want a lot of brown sugar. So then we're going to use the other one. Now that one's done, get out of the way. We're going to use a tiny bit of cinnamon. You'll see that it wants to get solid again. I may have to add more hot water in here. The water's not in the oil, the water is in a bath underneath it. And obviously you would use more if you were using, or like if you had more oil and stuff in here, which I'm sure makes sense to you guys. Oh, that smells so good. So that gives the really good scent of cinnamon. I don't know if that's hot enough. I think I may have to add a bit of hot water in here. No, it's still melting, so that's good. Whoa, watch me spill it. That's still good. We're still good. I think I might, though. Yeah, I'm going to just exchange this for a bit of hotter water, so just give me a second. Kettle's behind you. Dump out the old. And with the new hot water. Oh, someone's up too. Thing is here, you have to keep your oils liquidy so that they stay melted. Okay, and I'm going to actually color this with a bit of mica. I've got some bronze mica powder here. And there's a way to test this too, to make sure you're not putting too much as you test it on your lips. Just get a, usually I use a cold spoon that's in the freezer. And I will test it on my lips. This just gives it that really pretty cinnamon color. And in case you're wondering, I do make a lot of my lip balm bases ahead of time so that I can just do it really quick when I need to make a different flavor. That way you don't have to make a huge batch every time you do it. So anyways, that's the color of it. It's kind of pretty. I don't know if you guys can even see that. My lighting right here sucks. Let me just tip this down. Whoa. Without tipping it down too much. Let's see. Can you guys see that? That gorgeous color? Can you guys see that? Isn't that pretty? Very pretty. And it already smells like the cinnamon lip balm. So we're just going to add a couple drops of clove. Not a lot, because I don't want to freaking burn anybody. It's just enough to make your lips sting is the trick. And like I said, bigger batch, you can add more. So, this is the cinnamon. This is the plumper. It's about 6, 7, what was that, about 6 drops. Let's just see. That smells so good. It's probably a lot. I'm going to add one more just for the sake of it. Well, a couple more, actually. But test this before you guys put it in your yap. So I may do that. I need a cloth. Hang on. So, to test it, normally this should be in the freezer. Let's get that all mixed in. And to test it, you just take a little bit of your spoon. Happy birthday. Yo, boy's here. It's his birthday today, in case you're wondering. So then you'll see it'll get hard. It will harden on there. And then you test it on your lips. And then you'll have to taste it.
It's pending delivery.
Okay, nope, and it definitely needs more. It needs more. So I'm going to actually add a bit more stevia. Yes, Liam, I know you want a coffee. The kettle is boiled. I'll do it in 1 minute, okay? So I'm going to add a bit more stevia in this. If I can get it out. And I know I should have probably done this step by step as far as the oils and stuff go, guys, but it's just, you know, it's not really a good day for this, and I really wanted to get this done, so you don't need a lot of stevia either to sweeten this stuff up. That's the beauty of it. Okay. So there's that. And I think I'm going to actually, what I'm going to do is actually add a bit more. Is this the right one? Yeah, but I got to go by the color. A little bit more of the cinnamon in here, just to give a little bit more of the flavor, okay? The trickery of flavor, shall we say. That tastes pretty good. And I am going to add a couple more cinnamons because this does not seem as spicy and as strong as I remember. Mind you, it will get probably stronger when it cools off. So just, like I said, test these guys before you start, you know. You would obviously test these. It'd be good to actually do a test batch, and then you can, like, sample it yourself or give it to some friends, family, whatever, to test. So anyways, there it is. And this is all I do. I need a pipette. Hang on. Okay. So all I do, get this out of the way now. You have your tubes. Let me turn it here. We have your tubes. And to fill these, it's super easy. I love these pipettes for this. It's just a matter of filling up the tubes. And you gotta go for a top up, because they always end up with a divot. And this probably should have been a little bit hotter, because you'll see what I mean. Look, it gets stuck in your tube. You can pour it right in from this too, but I never have. I don't have much luck with that. I spill. So you just fill your tubes up right up to the top, so you get a nice little ball like that. Can you see it? And I always try to do this, because to me that's a waste of product when it gets stuck in there like that. I think we're starting to solidify a little bit. Maybe not. But yeah, you can pour this in too. I like having more control with the pipettes. That's just me. I'm sorry. Yes, we're watching a movie. Oh, is this split? I have to go watch this movie after I'm done here.
He's there. And he's up on the floor there. And it looks like he's devouring.
Ew!
I saw that. I was like, what?
Yeah.
You get a cannibalistic person there.
Okay. I think I need a bit more hot water, guys, just to keep this going. Hang on. I'll make you a coffee in a sec, bud. Just gotta get these bombs done, okay? When we're done, I have to pot them. Okay, so we gotta keep this hot so that it stays liquid. Because it's very hard to pour if it's not liquid. Just so you know. And it usually goes a lot smoother than this, but like I said, when I have people up and I'm trying to talk quietly, you know how it goes, eh, guys? I'm sure you do.
Is that night shadow on?
I think I'm gonna get another pipette. I don't like when they get full like that. This is just how I go. Now these guys are watching the movie Split. So I'm gonna watch that as soon as I'm done here. Now see these bombs, how they have a little dot in the middle? You go along and you should actually fill that up if you can. Sometimes it looks funny. Some people don't mind. But actually I think I'm going to have to pour. Which you guys are gonna see me make a mess because I really do not do this part very well. It's a lot easier with the tins. A lot easier with the tins. So, let's just try, shall we? Excuse my arm while I do this. These little spout things are great, though. Hurt her, you ate her. Okay, so you see it's starting to thicken up on me, guys. So I gotta get it back in the hot water and get it melted. But this is why it would be a lot better if you guys had a double boiler and just kept it in the double boiler. I mean, if it got really hot or solid, you can melt it in the microwave as long as you don't overcook it fast, because that could be a problem. I have to put the kettle back on real quick. Sorry guys, it's gonna make noise for a minute. But that's basically all you guys do, okay? You just do that. And I read it to you in order of largest to biggest. So I'm just gonna finish melting these and pour the rest, but that's what they look like. And that's how you do it, alright? Talk to you guys later.